Hello, Wandering Detective here with another countdown. Now, everybody loves a good video game hero. Without them, there'd be no video game. However, a hero is never very interesting without a solid villain to face off with. And that, my friends, is the subject of today's countdown. The top 10 video game villains. This is a countdown of my absolute favorite villains from all of gaming. If they're considered an antagonist and they're in a game I've played, then they qualify for this list. Rules are standard here. Only one villain per franchise, and it does have to be the main villain. And of course, if you don't agree with my opinions, then simply remember that they're my opinions. Feel free to kindly tell me your own favorites and don't be rude about it, or your opinion will mean nothing to me. Also, this list contains massive spoilers, so if you're paranoid, check the description for a list of spoilers on this list. Now, without further ado, let's start the chaos. First up, we have Dr. Wily from the Mega Man series. Dr. Wily is infamous for his grand plan of attempting to destroy Dr. Light and Mega Man with his robot masters. Unfortunately, Wily doesn't have much personality to back him up, but that doesn't stop him from being great. As with most classic villains, this guy is incredibly persistent with his work, most likely destroying the entire economy trying to find support for his constant inventions. Seriously, where did he make this money? Do sponsors really think killer robots is a solid investment? Or is Wily just that convincing? Yeah, I trust him. Massive flame shield for this one. Number 9 is Bowser from the Mario series. You're probably wondering why he's so low. Yes, he's a classic villain, and he is great, but let's be honest. He's even more persistent than Wily, except his plans never change. As awesome as Bowser is, he just doesn't hold up in the personality or backstory departments, so I can't really put him much higher up on the list. And he just never really changes much, aside from in Paper Mario, which I haven't played. Sorry, he's good, just not that good. This is basically an obligatory position for him. Yeah. Next. Dr. Robotnik from the Sonic the Hedgehog series. This guy gets a spot above Bowser for being my earliest memory of a video game villain, since I never really got into any video games until Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. Eggman also has the advantage of having more personality than other classic villains. I mean, you gotta give him credit. His motivation is original. Sure, it's making his own theme park, but I said it's original. Not good. Either way, the Doc will always be a classic villain for me personally, so I just couldn't put him any lower than number 8 on this list.
If light and darkness are eternal, then surely we nothings must be the same.
Alright, it's time to stop the obligatory classic villains and start going into the more new and epic villains, my favorites. Now first we have Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts 2. He's essentially the lord of all Tin Mans, wanting to gain a heart, along with the rest of Organization 13. Although he's technically Ansem from the first game, I just prefer this version since he's a little bit more fleshed out in this game. Xemnas is in control of the element of nothingness, which somehow gives him the power to grow freaking lightsabers out of his hands for battle. Now that is what I call a weapon. Unfortunately, Xemnas does have a bit of an aura of clichéness that prevents me from putting him any higher But hey, when Disney's involved, it really can't be helped. Overall, he's an amazing villain for the Kingdom Hearts series, and he has earned this number 7 position. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is a sadly underrated game, and I'm the only person I know who owns it. In my opinion, it's one of the best games for the Nintendo DS, and it includes a very solid antagonist, Yomiel. Yomiel is a man who died from a meteor crash, years before the story of Ghost Trick begins, and he serves as the source of a majority of what happens. He's a ghost, inhabiting his own dead body, using his ghost tricks to get revenge on all those involved with his death. He's an incredibly well-fleshed out character, and his motive isn't that either. However, he does suffer from sharing the villain spotlight with a blue man who we don't even know the name of, which is a shame since Yomiel's much, much better. As much as I've spoiled about this guy, I won't give away anymore, since Ghost Trick's ending is just far too good to spoil in this list. But I definitely suggest getting it before the DS fades away, or at least get the new iPhone version. It's worth the time.
Layton!
Anton Herzen from Professor Layton in the Diabolical box. Now, this is the only Layton game I've played through so far, though I am about to start the third one, and I've gotta say, this guy left a good impression on me as a villain for this series. He's not introduced until almost the end of the game, and he doesn't have much to do with the original crime. At all. However, he's just too cool to leave off of here. Anton is suspected to be a vampire, as he never grows older, and he is feared by everybody. And he doesn't exactly make the best first impression on our heroes. But the emotions behind this character are great, especially his interactions with Layton and the girl Katya. And the twist with him at the end of the game is spectacular. Now, why does a guy who only appears in the final parts of the game make it up so high on this list? Because he brought me the greatest cutscene in all of video game history.
I didn't think you had it in you, Mr. Layton.
Just amazing.